What's cracking? This is the Fat Man, Darren McDuffie, and today I want to talk about why I'm mad at Michelle Obama. So here's why I'm mad. All right, a couple of years ago, the Obama administration came in and they were going to elicit all this change. Here we are, 4 years later. Michelle Obama undertook, I think this was right after Obama got reelected. I mean, not reelected, but actually elected. And she took on this Let's Move campaign. And in the Let's Move campaign, she wanted to undergo the cause of wiping out childhood obesity. Now, it's 2012. They're up for re-election in the White House. Our kids are still obese. Our kids are still inactive. Our kids still can't focus in school. And our kids still have behavior problems. Now, you know, a couple years ago, she said, we need to exercise more, we need to eat less. Now, I'm asking you, why did she not, at the highest levels, go and do anything about changing our school lunch program? I took a look at the website the other day before I filmed this video, and one of the suggestions she had on there was asking chefs to go into schools and help out with the school lunch program. All right, so 2011, I believe it was. I don't know if it was 2011, 2010, that Jamie Oliver had a program on called Food Revolution. And on that program, Jamie Oliver is from England, by the way. He isn't even an American citizen. So on that food program, Jamie Oliver went into the schools here in the States. The first program that I watched was in West Virginia, and he went in, and there was a lot of resistance about changing the school lunch program. And he went in and managed to elicit some type of change, where he had them eating more healthy foods and got them off this thing where they were saying that a French fry was a vegetable. I don't know how in the heck a French fry could be a vegetable. It has no relation to the vegetable kingdom at all once you dip it in grease. So he went into West Virginia and actually ended up being able to change the school lunch program there. So then he decided to go in and try to go and change Los Angeles. Now, Los Angeles is probably one of the biggest school lunch programs in the nation. And he got into, I believe it was a private school at first, and he went in and started doing a little change. And then he wanted to work it on into a city level. And they were adamantly against this guy coming in, changing the school lunch program. So my beef with Michelle Obama is this: why didn't you not step in? If you're so into this Let's Move campaign, why didn't you step in and say, hey, we need some real change with our school lunch program, and here's what we need to do. We're going to quit doing this, we're going to quit doing that, and here's what we're going to do. Now, also, a bigger beef with Michelle Obama is this, is that she was going out to all the schools and urging them to plant organic gardens. Now, if you are telling kids to plant organic gardens, but you're not giving them any, their parents, any breaks on organic food. For those of, everybody knows, and the number one reason why people are against organic food is because it costs more. And a lot of people don't know why organic food costs more. Here's the reason why organic food costs more. Our government subsidizes or supports farmers who spray pesticides and herbicides on your food, versus an organic farmer who takes man labor. They go out, they rotate crops, they do everything themselves, and then they actually have to get these foods to market. So it costs a little bit more, versus a farmer who's been subsidized, who can spray all kinds of poisons on your food, and then get it to market without any man labor involved. So that's why conventional food is cheaper and organic food is more expensive. But here's the twist to the whole thing. Would you rather have food that is sprayed with herbicides and pesticides and injected with hormones and antibiotics, which makes you sick, makes you fat, contributes to all types of disease, versus paying a little bit more for your food because it's organic, because it doesn't have the pesticides, the herbicides, the antibiotics, the hormones, all this, the crap that is making us sick, making our children fat. Would you rather have that, or would you rather have a cheaper price? And so far, a lot of people want to have that cheaper price. You know, we get into this thing where they're telling us that organic food doesn't really matter. You know, you can eat conventional foods and pay, you know, less money. But meanwhile, we have I would say 80 to 90% of our population is eating conventional foods, and all of them are sick. All of them are overweight. And, you know, we still have people telling us, okay, don't eat organic food because it costs more, and eat the cheaper food. What sense is that? What kind of sense does that make? Now, also in relation to another thing about this whole Michelle Obama thing and Let's Move campaign, the other thing is this. When Obama got elected, he appointed someone into the FDA. The FDA is the Food and Drug Administration. They're the people that are supposed to, quote unquote, watch our backs to make sure that medications are safe to be put on the market, which they're not doing, and also make sure our food is safe, which, you know, they're not doing. So upon getting in office, Obama elects to appoint Michael Taylor as the chairman of the FDA. For those of you who don't know, Michael Taylor is was once a lobbyist for Monsanto and was also an attorney for the Monsanto Corporation. Now, what's so crazy about that? Here's why this is so crazy. Now, Monsanto is what I like to call the evil empire. Monsanto they were a manufacturer of a chemical called Agent Orange, which was a Vietnam War, which was a chemical warfare. So they were manufacturers of Agent Orange. After the war was over, they said, okay, well, let's start manufacturing herbicides and pesticides. So now they're the maker of a pesticide, herbicide called Roundup, which many of the farmers spray on their crops. Now, there have been many studies done about the herbicides and all the chemicals that are sprayed on our food, and how they actually contribute to all of these diseases that we're having, all the cancers, all the all the cancers, all the other types of things, the diabetes, the different things that people that are having. So now they came out with this genetically modified foods. Most of our corn is genetically modified. Most of our soy is genetically modified. The sad thing is a lot of the countries that are quote unquote, America's always saying this thing that we're one of the smartest countries, we're the hardest workers. All the other countries have banned genetically modified foods. America is still the only country that's allowing genetically modified foods within its borders. And countless studies have been done again about the dangers of genetically modified foods. We have, again, like I said, the soy, the corn. We have people who are trying to do genetically modified, genetically modified fish. And these products are not good. They've been shown to contribute to disease and destroy human beings as a whole. So we have a president who has appointed the czar of genetically modified foods. So you can't serve two masters. If you are a person who's been known to work in a corporation where genetically modified foods are deemed as safe, and you get into the FDA and you've been pushing and lobbying for these foods, and you know that these foods are not safe, they're bad, but yet you're the head of the FDA now, how are you going to watch the public's back and say that, okay, these foods are not good, I'm going to put my foot down and get these foods out of here? There's no way in the heck you're going to be able to do that. And save your job. And for many of you who are watching this, you probably don't know that the FDA and many of the people who come from different corporations, as far as the pharmaceutical corporations, as far as places like Monsanto, have this revolving door going on with the FDA and wherever they came from. Like, for instance, you could have someone like a Michael Taylor, who's the chairman of the FDA, and then he steps down, he says, okay, I'm going back to the Monsanto Corporation, or here, I'm going to start working for a pharmaceutical corporation, and then once I do 3 or 4 years with them, I'm going to go back to the FDA. And you have this revolving door that's going on all the time. So how can someone like that be able to watch your back? And why is Michelle Obama not questioning this if she's supposed to be on this whole thing about, okay, we want our kids to be more fit, we want our kids to be more healthy? Why is it coming at a bottom type level and not coming from a upper type level? So, I mean, you have to ask yourself these questions, and a lot of people don't want to ask themselves these questions. They don't want to get educated, and I'm telling you, you know, dinosaurs were extinct a long time ago, and I'm thinking that human beings are on some extinction level event because, you know, we keep continually eating these foods that are bad for us. We can keep continuing. The more and more people are getting sicker at an early age, and more people are dying earlier when we have all this technology to extend life. All of this medicine that we're saying is extending life. We have people who are dying at earlier ages because of the food. You know, Hippocrates said, let that food be thy medicine, let thy medicine be thy food. And our food is crap now. It's just like, it's genetically modified, it's, you know, filled with preservatives and additives, and it's not even good. It's not even good for us. So that's my thing of why I'm mad at Michelle Obama. Nothing has happened in 4 years, and I don't think anything is going to happen. We do all this song and dance all the time about eliciting real change, when actually, when you want to elicit real change, you have to start at the source and work down from there. And nothing's going to change with our kids if we're not changing what they're putting into our mouths. And, you know, we need to educate our kids more about what's going on, because kids get this stuff. Adults are the ones that are going on. They're afraid of change. You know, we just want to live our lives all the time and go from here to there and not really educate ourselves. The average adult doesn't read any books once they get out of high school. So what does that tell you? We look to TV and the media to educate us, and TV and the media in a whole does not have our best interests at hand. So you have to educate yourself. So that's my beef with Michelle Obama. I welcome comments on my YouTube channel on this video, and I also want to encourage you to educate yourself. And part of that is, you know, going beyond listening to the media and going beyond believing what everyone says. The internet is a wealth of knowledge. You can type anything in and do research for yourself. And another thing is just also getting out there and finding the things and finding the truth. And if you have not picked up my Between Two Thieves, how Big Food and Big Pharma are robbing you of your health. It's a really short report, but it hits the major points that you need to know about what's going on around us. And I encourage you to do that by going on my blog at truthfromthetrainer.com and getting that as a free download. So this has been Darren, the PhatMan McDuffie, with another episode of Truth from the PhatMan. Thank you for watching, and again, I encourage your comments.